Story Grows. I'm Brian Patton. Today we welcome Defeater guitarist Jake Woodruff to the podcast. Jake has a new project called Jagged City, and they released their debut EP, There Are More of Us Always, last Friday with Pelagic Records. Jake talks about his early days touring, joining Defeater, the inspiration behind Jagged City, connecting with Robin and Pelagic Records, and more. The Jagged City EP is incredible, and if you like post-rock, definitely check it out. And Defeater is one of my favorite hardcore bands, so it was really great getting to have Jake on the show. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of As the Story Grows. If you're brand new to the podcast, welcome. Thanks for listening. You can find links in our show notes or at asthestorygrows.com for our Discord server, our mailing list, and our Patreon page, where $1 a month gets you early access to every episode. And if you aren't subscribed to the podcast, I would love it if you subscribed on your podcast platform of choice. And make sure you check out our sponsor for the month of February, Tapehead City. Head on over to tapeheadcity.com where you can get your cassette fix. Any genre of music you like, Tapehead City has it. They got cassettes from The Descendants, Refused, Bad Religion right now. So make sure you check out tapeheadcity.com. A link will be in the show notes as well. Enjoy today's conversation with Jake Woodruff from Jagged City. The Jagged City EP is cool. We're going to talk a lot about that. I'll probably gush about Defeater for a little bit before that. Are you still up in Massachusetts, New England area?
Yeah. I actually, me and my wife moved to Western Mass like about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Nice. She's from Texas. We bounced back and forth a couple times.
Okay. Nice. Did you just meet her through band stuff? Or?
Yeah, actually, she when we met, which was weirdly on the day that Michael Jackson died, her band was playing at TT the Bears in Boston.
Nice.
Yeah, and
that's cool.
Yeah, my sister's friend's brother was in her band, so I went to the show, and it was just awesome. They are still going there. This awesome, like, kind of like minimalist ambient instrumental band from Texas called Belle Marais.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
that's fun. That's rad. What was growing up like for you?
Pretty crazy. I don't know. I grew up in the 90s. It seems like a wild, different time. Some things were a lot better. Some things were a lot worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to Dave from Rosetta the other day, and we were talking about like how such a weirdly transitional like time frame that is for those of us who grew up through that era and are now in our like 40s and 50s.
Yeah, definitely. No,
like, you've seen so much.
Yeah, and especially because like people our age are the last people to remember, like truly remember life without the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. What gets you into music?
Let's see. My dad, at least initially, like he plays guitar. So I grew up like fooling around on his acoustic. And I have this memory of when I was like pretty young, like 6 or 7, he like sat me down in front of the record player one Saturday morning and played Dark Side of the Moon, like front to back at like ear splitting volumes. And, it was pretty awesome. He was like explaining, like different recording techniques that they used on that recording for the first time. Cool. And like different like sound, what different sound effects were. And I was like, that to me, like looking back, that was like pretty significant as like a kind of like awakening. That's like cool. Musical experience. And then just growing up, I grew up like outside of Worcester, like in Central Mass. Wait, where are you from?
Just outside DC.
Oh, right on. Nice. Yeah. So like grew up going to shows at the Palladium and like seeing Bane and Hope Conspiracy and like all the, all those like early 2000s hardcore bands. So that also was a pretty like kind of cemented my trajectory. I was in this band with when I was like a junior and senior in high school. I was in a band with some college kids, and that was the first time I got to tour.
Okay.
And I remember like in hindsight, it was such a bad tour. It was like like a third of the shows got canceled. It was all booked by our friend Johnny, who like did it all on that site, bookyourownfuckinglife.com.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were like, I think I ate Wendy's like every day. I was just like I guess I was 17 at that point. Yeah, I was just like a 17-year-old kid. Yeah, and I was just like totally hooked. Like, even though like I felt like trash and like didn't sleep well for 10 days straight. It was awesome. It's
that high. You're in high school and you're just like, holy shit, I'm making it happen, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like this miserable. I mean, maybe it does feel like a miserable experience, but it's different when you're young.
Yeah, no, it was great. And I had my English teacher at the time randomly had, I believe he played guitar in Gangrene for a minute. I haven't really been able to confirm that, but he's definitely like an old like Boston punk guy.
Nice.
And yeah, when I asked him if I could have my assignments early because I was going on tour, I like his class was awesome. So I was like really trying to be like, hey, he like one study hall, he just like kind of like told me stories and like revved me up about it. He was like, no, it's going to be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Were there like friends that got you into the hardcore and punk happening, or is it just kind of something you fell into because it was so prevalent, or through skateboarding, or what gets you kind of connected to what's happening locally?
Yeah. I feel like everybody in the like small town I grew up in was like a skater or a punk that was like my age, which was kind of funny for like this like rural town 20 minutes outside of Worcester. So yeah, like I guess in middle school, everybody was into like Op Ivy and Rancid. I actually didn't skateboard, but I was really into biking.
Okay.
And so, like adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so I guess all of us getting into a lot of like punk ska stuff, like Suicide Machines, and then heavier stuff like Bane and Converge were like just starting to like really pop then.
I was a good man once. I was a good man once. When years of honest and prayers have left me faithless. I was a good man once, but now hopeless and abandoned. I was a good man once. I was a good man once. When years of suffering.
How'd you end up getting connected with the Feeder and that band starting?
So on that, on the day Michael Jackson died, that I met Aisha, earlier that day, a band that I started with my friend Andy called Dream Tigers, I had recorded with Defeater's old guitar player. So we did our demo, and then about a month later, their guitar player quit like really unexpectedly, like on a Thursday, and they had a 3-show weekend. And I got asked to fill in, and it just kind of clicked.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's right. Defeater's not had anything come out since 2019. Obviously, there's been a pandemic and a whole world shift since then.
Yeah.
But what's kind of the status of the band at this point? Just like laying low, playing some shows, or if you could say anything at all, just.
Oh yeah, no. We're doing great. Like last year, we actually had a pretty busy year. Not a lot of US stuff.
Yeah.
Like we played some shows with Comeback Kid, and then we played why am I blanking? Of the Rich Hall benefit.
Oh yeah.
Are those the only US shows we played? Yeah, I think those might be the only US shows we played, but then we got to play Hellfest again for the first time in 10 years. So
Yeah,
we flew
that
over
on YouTube. It was fucking rad.
Dude, that was like, I mean, the first time we played Hellfest was the biggest show I've ever played. And now the second time was even bigger than that. And
Yeah.
like they told us like an hour before we went on that we were going to be on French national television. And like that thing that you saw was the like multi-cam.
Yeah.
You like,
Oh yeah, it was the legit.
dude, it was wild. So yeah, we did that weekend and flew over and played this rad festival, Core Festival in Glasgow in September, and then did the Common Thread tour in November, and some headline dates, in October. And that was the longest tour we've done since 2019. It was like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that was with like half the bands we've ever toured with ever. It was insane.
Nice.
It was great. So yeah, the vibes are good. Yeah, we got some stuff kicking.
All right.
Or stuff in the works for who knows when it'll
Right.
but things are as good as they've been in a really long time.
Nice.
Despite the fucking
quiet
world falling apart.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Let's switch to Jagged City. This project, it's really cool. I think it's really unique for a post rock album. How did this get started?
Man, a few years ago now, maybe like 2.5 or 3 years ago, I was just feeling like a little stagnant guitar playing wise, and just decided to like not like practice anything, just like play, like get kind of like, I don't know, get back to just what I loved about playing guitar.
Yeah.
And so after a few months of like just setting a timer for an hour and not thinking about it and just like going, I had a few songs that ended up being the first few Jagged City songs. And it was just started as like a creative exercise that turned out to have this cohesive, like a lot of cohesive material in it. And and simultaneously, like me and Carlos keep in touch, or had kept in touch since I play with this band Thor and Friends every now and then. And I was playing with them when they opened for a few shows for Explosions in the Sky.
Yep.
In 2016, I believe. So that's when me and Carlos met. And we'd been keeping in touch, and I was like, would you want to play bass on this and just kind of like see what happens? The whole thing started as like, just every step of the way has just been like, oh, like who's a friend that would be like cool to rope in to do this thing. And yeah, it was sweet. And I don't know, you were talking about like being in I'm in my 40s, Carlos is in his 40s. Like I have this joke with a few friends that like, we're at the age where to hang out, you have to like work on something.
Yeah.
So, it started as like an excuse to kind of like check in and like share music, but also like work on music. And then it just kind of snowballed. And then like, coming up on 2 years ago, we were like, oh, we should record this, so it's not just like, yeah, we wrote these songs. It was fun. And we had been writing with Dave Hike from Pianos, who had been filling in for Defeater, and he still does fill in for Defeater. And the way the recording dates worked out, he was like going to be in South America with Angel Dust. So we needed a drummer and a studio, and Defeater had just played with Rough Francis, Ryan Hackney's band. And I was like, he plays drums and has a studio. And he was down. So like, that's how it all kind of fell together.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. You're talking about like having an excuse to hang out. I moved back to DC like 4 years ago at this point. And I have a friend who, we were trying to hang out forever. And then he was like, my other buddy has a studio. Why don't we go hang out and see if we can write music? And
Nice.
that's how we hang out. It's just like every Monday we'll go like write music, and that's hanging out.
That's sick.
That's how you have to do it as an adult.
Yeah. Do you know David and the Pianos guys?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. DC is big, but
it is, and I'm not super connected to the local scene like I was, 20 years ago.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, everything changes. Everything changes. I know that the title of this record and the band name come from a book, but like, what about the book is? It's escaping me. I lost my place.
Yeah, it's by Hanif Abdurraqib. It's called "There's Always This Year."
Yeah.
It's like it's nonfiction. He writes a lot of nonfiction. He writes a lot about music. He writes a lot about like sports and life in America. He's fantastic. Like if you haven't read any of his stuff, kind of like in concert with all of this, like a really dear friend of mine had just seen him speak and given me like a signed copy of that book, like around when me and Carlos were working on these songs. And my friend Tom, this guy, we like are all really tight with the dudes in that band Caspian. So it was already like kind of like he's already associated with this genre to me, as well as like, I don't know, we've been roommates and like we go way back. But it just kind of jumped out at me as I was reading the book.
Nice.
I think I got this right. The end of one of the chapters is, there are more of us always. There's no corner of this jagged city that can take us all.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. Me and Carlos went through a bunch of potential band names, and that one is the one that stuck.
Nice. There are more of us always as an album title feels so like, I don't know, perfect for the fucked up moment we're in right now.
Dude, yeah, there's some stuff like that where we were just, again, like, I think it kind of like speaks to the power of just like chasing creativity and like referencing things that you really admire. Like that there was stuff that when we solidified the music and the album and I don't know, like that we thought was like, yeah, this is what we want to say, or this is, this is like how we want to present this. And it's only gotten like more I don't know, the context has made everything a little bit more intense.
Yeah. Yeah. Who came up with the concept for the album artwork?
Let's see. I came up with the concept, and then again, like this was like what friend do we have that would be sick at this? Going back to high school, my friend Ryan Jarvis, who has done a lot of high command artwork. Mm-hmm. I don't know, we were thinking about the vibe of the band and like how we wanted to visually present it. And I knew that I knew he would like get where we were coming from. Yeah. Even though like we saw each other at like one high command show when I moved back. But I haven't, like, we hadn't been regularly keeping in touch. But I wanted to do like, just like spray paint the title somewhere and like have that be the photo, but I wanted his guidance as like how to make that look right.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I know what you're going for. That sounds cool, but I can do better than that. He's like, are you really attached to it actually being like written on the wall? I I was like, no, that's just like the concept and the like, excuse me, so much of the recording is like immediate, you know, like kind of grimy, like first take stuff that like we wanted that to be evident in the artwork. But he put together like a more polished version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about this EP is like there's an immediacy to it, like so much of post rock, which I love. So I'm not like shitting on the genre.
Dude, no, right? I have the exact same disclaimer whenever I talk about it. Yeah.
It's just like, you know, you get these bands with 9, 8, 10-minute songs and like they're gorgeous and they're flowy and they take their time. But this EP is like, this is the idea, this is the song, and you're in and out. And it's just like, I don't know. It feels fresh, right?
Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, maybe the shortest post-rock EP ever.
Right, because 7 songs. I mean, 7 songs could be, you know, an hour and a half on on another album, right? But instead, it's like a nice compact, like actual EP. How'd you guys get connected with Robin and Pelagic Records?
That was another like pretty organic and like fortuitous coincidence. We through our friends in that band Psalm, who I believe you've talked to Will on here, and maybe Mike too. They did the intro and Robin was like, this is great, let's do it. Like so that was sweet. And then we realized that we have like a whole bunch of other friends on the label too. They're
very solid label, releasing some of my favorite stuff right now.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it's like they were down. Well, first of all, like when I was like reading over the roster, being like, oh yeah, like Mono, Envy, amazing. They did a bunch of Junius releases like before the Psalm stuff and after the Psalm stuff, and they did that band Druids, who's like Luke from Modern Life is War's band. But they've also like they were super down when we wanted to not release the EP on Spotify. They like worked with us to find kind of like a middle ground that we're like pretty pumped on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Do you have any hopes or plans to like do anything live with this project, or is it just like happy to present the music?
No, for sure. We're we're figuring out what that's going to look like. Obviously, like Carlos is in LA and I'm in Western Mass, and Urian's got first refusal on drumming, but he's probably going to be somewhere wild with Iggy Pop at the, so we're figuring all that out.